With so many exclusives currently in development, now more than ever is a great time to enter the Xbox universe. Especially with the most powerful console right now, the Xbox Series X. And yes, while this console is not perfect by any means, it has proven its worth time and time again. So get ready, cause today we're taking a look at the top 10 things we love about the Xbox Series X.
Super players.
Number 10. The first awesome thing that we love about the Xbox Series X is its incredible level of backwards compatibility. Microsoft really went out of their way to make their next-gen consoles work with all of the controllers and accessories that Xbox fans have likely accumulated since the launch of the Xbox One. And that single pro-consumer gesture might be enough to win many gamers over. It certainly was for us. Don't worry about buying a bunch of new controllers for couch co-op, or even spending money on rebuying games you enjoyed on your ancient black box. The Series X will work out of the box with all of your old controllers, and you can install any game from the Xbox One era, as well as a large selection of 360 and original Xbox titles with no issues at all. You'll love to see it. Number 9. Sony put in a lot of time into the PS5's design to make it cool and quiet, but the result was a pretty massive, oddly shaped tower that doesn't really fit in anywhere visually. Microsoft, on the other hand, was able to make the Series X just as powerful while being much smaller and, most importantly, dead silent. Seriously, the only way you're gonna ever hear the Series X fans kick up is if you hover your ear right over the exhaust holes on top of the console, which is something you'll never do while gaming. This ensures an ultra-high quality, completely quiet gaming experience for Xbox users. And we're in love with it. Whether you have a partner or roommates, you won't be waking them up in the middle of the night with the sound of a turbine spinning up just because you wanted to play some late-night Halo. Number 8. The Xbox Series X ships with an ultra-fast 1TB SSD by default. A terabyte isn't a small amount of storage by any means, but as games grow in size, you might find yourself running out of space fairly quickly, especially with all of the great games available on Game Pass. However, Microsoft did create a solution to those storage woes. Like the previous generation of Xbox consoles, you can hook up a backup hard drive to store your games. This method will undoubtedly be slower than the system's built-in SSD, but at least it's something. However, if you want to expand your storage while maintaining that lightning-fast speed, you can purchase a storage expansion unit for your Series X. Manufactured and sold by Seagate, this add-on for your console ensures the same blistering fast loading times while adding up to an extra 2 terabytes of storage. These are kind of expensive right now, but they are expected to decrease in price as they get easier to manufacture. Number 7. One of the experiences that have been unlocked by the power of the next-gen console is full 120Hz gaming. The games that have this option on any of the new consoles are guaranteed to be the smoothest games you've ever played, especially if you're only used to 30 or 60Hz gaming. Poor PS5 users have to make do with a paltry list of just around 30 games that support 120Hz on that system, but Series X owners have nothing to worry about in this regard. Xbox has more than 3 times that number of 120Hz compatible games with more than 90 different titles. That's a massive number, and most of those titles are already available on Game Pass. So if you have the service already, you won't need to shell out even more cash to see the full potential of the Series X. Number 6. PS5 owners are likely happy with their console and its high-tech DualSense controller. But how many games actually make use of all that thing's gadgets and gizmos anyway? For us Series X users, we much prefer the classic feel and functionality of the new Series X controller. It is only a minor evolution of the tried and true Xbox One controller, but the improvements that have been made are certainly welcome. There's now grippy textures on the handles and triggers to prevent slippage, USB-C connectivity, and a concave D-pad that feels better to use, especially if you're a fighting game player. Number 5. As we mentioned previously, the Series X runs on a super fast SSD that allows for impossibly fast loading times in addition to much faster installs on larger games. This certainly isn't an overlooked feature on either Sony or Microsoft's new consoles, but the significance of this does bear repeating. In a world and a time where everyone is so busy, Sitting around waiting for games to load or patches to install cuts heavily into the time we have to just relax and enjoy ourselves. With the Series X's SSD, you won't be waiting around for very long at all, for anything. Number 4. Another one of Microsoft's pieces of programming wizardry is the Quick Resume system. This feature allows you to play a number of games and store their save states on that fast SSD. Then, at any point, you can jump back into that game no matter what you were doing, exactly where you left off. No loading, no waiting, just pick up and play wherever you exited the game previously. And from personal experience, Quick Resume works no matter what. Even if you unplug the console, move it, and start playing again somewhere else, you'll be able to jump into your Quick Resume game with no issues. It's basically magic, and definitely not something that Sony is offering on the PS5. Number 3. If you want something big and obnoxious, or something that doesn't fit into the visual design of, well, just about anything, feel free to drop a stack on a PS5. But if you want something sleek and stealthy that can melt into any entertainment cabinet, the Series X is the way to go. Yes, it is a black box, which isn't terribly interesting to look at, but the benefit of its color and the shape is that it fits in just about anywhere you place it. We love how the Series X looks, but you can really forget it's there most of the time, even when you're playing it thanks to that silent fan. Number 2. So we've mentioned Game Pass on this list a couple of times, and for good reason. Microsoft's subscription service gives players access to hundreds of different games from a plethora of Xbox generations, all for one low price. Better still, new games are added to the service all the time, while older ones are removed to make room. This includes day one launches like Starfield, which are destined to be massive games and system sellers for the Series X. Number 1. Even if you do decide to have both a PS5 and a Series X, the Xbox console is the easy choice for games that are multi-platform. For one, many third-party games show up on Game Pass at some point, but the shocking power contained within Microsoft's mini tower eats up just about anything you throw at it in terms of performance. Games like Resident Evil 8, Tales of Arise, and Far Cry 6 all look and run better on the Series X than they do on their PS5 counterpart. Even Resident Evil 8's taxing ray tracing mode shoos up the PS5 and spits it out. But the Series X manages a stable frame rate. And isn't that what all gamers want? All of the bells and whistles turned on while still being smooth as butter. And that, my friends, is what the Series X offers. And there you have it. The top 10 things that we love about the Xbox Series X. Even if you just got your Series X a little while ago, what are your favorite things about it? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you again in our next video.
Super Players.